Minus 20 seconds. 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Okay. Rep your city. Let me see the mic. Rep your city. Give me the mic. Rep your city. I got you. Rep your city. I'm gonna tell you how mine. Rep your city.
It's time for us to go live, so rep your city. I really would appreciate if y'all roll with me. Feeling this music cause it makes me wanna step. And if you don't want it to, then you lying to yourself. Cause every time we party, we gon' have fun. I don't know about you, but I'ma rep where I'm from.
Rep your city. Okay. Rep your city. Let me see the mic. Rep your city. Give me the mic. Rep your city.
Welcome to the RYC Live show this evening. I am Artistic, your host for tonight, and this is Rep Your City Fresh Friday. Well, actually, no, this is Fresh Sunday, I should say, because this is Sunday. So we're doing a special tribute to my brother and the legend, the one and only Mr. Hangman. So we have him backstage in the backstage area right now. I just want to send a shout out to the entire Chiraq Nation. So if all of you all who are tuning in right now at this moment, could you please do us a favor? Take this moment to share this broadcast. Send it to a friend, to a family, to a crewmate. Let anybody know, if you have any insight on the contributions of this brother that I'm about to bring out. You don't want to miss this episode. Catch it while we're doing it live. Otherwise, you can also look at it on the playback. It will be archived and recorded for future use. So with that being said, I want to introduce my brother. This is a man I remember from back in the day. We got a lot of history together, and I have a lot of fond memories, and we're going to get into that. We're going to discuss it. We're going to talk about his history. He's going to share from his perspective. It's very interesting. A lot of great contributions from this brother, and the crews and members and individuals that he rolled with here in Chicago and in other areas. Is just a phenomenal dude. One of my favorite MCs from Chicago. I don't know if he even knows that, but him and IC were kind of like two of my favorite MCs in the nation. Even though we had a plethora of great MCs, but I definitely would say, IC and Hangman were kind of like two of my favorite ones because they just had a style that was just impeccable. And so tonight we're going to play some of his music. We're going to show some of his videos. And for any of you that don't know his history, you're going to learn a little bit of it tonight. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my man, my brother, the one and only, the legend, Mr. Hangman. There he is.
What's going on, man? What's going on, Artistic?
How you doing, my brother? How's it going?
I'm all good, man.
That's what's up. Welcome to the RYC
Down here in Atlanta right now. Hangman,
yeah.
Majestic Force, Wolfpack, King Ice Lee.
Yeah.
Rats Crew.
Right. So many to represent, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that's what's up, man. Well, hey, first of all, I want to just thank you, my brother. And again, if you all are watching, if you can take this moment to share this broadcast, share it to any other Chiraq Nation members and any of the affiliates that you think might be interested in watching this interview tonight with my brother Hangman. So I want to thank you so much, man. First of all, for your contributions to Chicago hip hop. We go back. I think many of us were influences to others or to each other And I think that's what hip hop is all about. It's a feeding tube. We feed off of each other, we vibe off of each other, and that's what kind of helps us keep our tools sharp in the shed. So we go back to the 80s, and then HBK was a very integral part of our development. I'm quite sure you would agree. I don't think if we had HBK during the time we had it that we would have been able to develop as good as we did. So we got to definitely talk about that, and all the inspiration that we got from cats that was coming out of New York and over on the West Coast as well. So by us being here in the middle, in the Midwest, we kind of got a good, well-rounded view and intake from around the country when it came to hip hop. So let's go all the way back to the beginning with you. What year did you start, and what was it that influenced you to want to get into hip hop?
I would say, shoot, man, 78, 79, 80.
Okay.
I remember having the Christmas rap record by Curtis Blow,
Yes.
listening to it in my bedroom, and a lot of people. I even remember going roller skating at you from the hundreds, man. So
Yeah.
going skating at the roll arena and on 103rd right off Michigan, and them playing joints like Rappers Delight, like, oh wow, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um Rappers Delight, even turning the B-side over on Curtis Blow record, to the breaks and Christmas rap, like, to the instrumental side, like, and really like trying to rap to that joint.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, what was it like? Okay, so let's go to 79, 79, 80, right? So what was it like in your neighborhood in regard to hip hop? Was it anybody in your neighborhood that you seen that were kind of like catching your eye at the time, or was it just the music you was hearing on the radio at that time in 1979, 80?
It was just the stations like WBOVON and WBMX that was playing those joints.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
Wasn't nobody necessarily it was just something that caught my ear. And if you remember, a lot of people can't really go back to them times, but we had On TV and Spectrum.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
remember watching a documentary called Breaking and Entering, and when you had your young Ice-T MCing in it, and like, man, you know,
yeah, 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 yeah. That was definitely, and I don't even think a lot of people may have even seen that. I mean, that was a documentary that came out early, and it was a documentary that was filmed on the West Coast. You know,
right.
yeah. So
In fact, even shortly after the Breaking and Entering documentary came out, it was a show that used to come on called That's Incredible,
yes,
that featured the New York City Breakers,
yep,
and had them on the show, and introduced breakdancing to like the world.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I totally remember that. I was for anybody that goes back that far. That was epic. Watching That's Incredible. There was another
Yeah,
there was another pilot show that was only aired one time, and for anybody that missed it, too bad. But you can also go back and watch it now today. But it was done by Michael Hallman. It was called Graffiti Rock.
right,
Yeah, and it was kind of like a spinoff. The concept was very similar to Soul Train.
right.
Yeah. So shout out to Speedy D checking in the building. My brother Speedy from the Chirac Nation base of crew. What's happening? 24 karat
Speedy
soul.
D, what's going on, man?
Yeah. So, okay, so let's talk about what led up to you. Because again, I know in 79, 80, I hadn't gotten into hip hop yet. Because I was in those years, I was into bikes and video games. So, I was decking out the bikes and and playing video games 79, 80. But I know when and then 81 and 82 is kind of when it started kind of going up my nose a little bit. I'm like, uh-oh, what is this? Yeah.
Right. Because you had your Curtis Blow on the radio. Once again, I like stations like WVON, which was just a AM station at the time, but they were playing them joints, man.
Yeah.
And I would hear like Sucker MCs by like Run DMC.
Yeah.
And joints like that.
Yeah.
Shannon, let the music play, and
Yeah.
joints like A-E-A-E-I-O-U, you know what I mean? And it was like, oh man, this man.
Yeah. Yeah.
This what I want to be down with.
Yeah. So, okay, so I know for me, my introduction to hip hop really, I watched Soul Train, but I was young when I was watching it in the early days, so I didn't really quite understand exactly what was going on at that time. But it really wasn't until, between 82, it was really in 82 for me, because, I had a friend that came from, his name was Brian, and he moved, he was from Chicago, but his mom moved out to California, and he would go stay with her sometime. And one summer he came back to Chicago from California, and the neighbors was like, "Hey Brian, go ahead and do that popping stuff you be doing." And he sent a
Right.
body, he sent a body wave through his body, man. And he did like a whole routine. He was a good ticker too. He could tick real good. And I looked, I said, man, do that again, And after that, we started a crew, man. It was over after that. So I was just like, and that was the first time that I had witnessed anybody pop up close and in person. You see it on TV. You had seen it on TV.
Right.
But, it wasn't until that day that we realized, okay, this is something that I want to learn how to do. And yeah, man. So, and then after that, it was over. And then you had like Flashdance, the movie that came out in 83.
Right.
And so, it started catching on. So what was it like for you, like in your neighborhood? Because we were both Southsiders. I know you lived a little further south than me. But what was it like as it continued to develop here in Chicago?
It definitely started out with the breakdancing.
Okay.
Because I stayed on 128th and Peoria, but and we had formed a little group called the Floor Rockers.
The Floor Rockers. Okay.
But right across Halsted was a group called the Renegade Rockers.
Okay. That's what's up.
And we would battle each other from time to time. But I mean, we would battle.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really all love.
Yeah. Shout out to the Renegade Rockers. Yes.
Shout out to the Renegade Rockers.
Yeah.
They really taught us how to break.
Okay.
Because we hadn't seen stuff like Beat Street yet.
Yeah.
They had been to seeing them joints and used to turn us out at the battle.
Okay. So
I remember back in the days, shoot. I would go to their practice sessions. They didn't even know that I was one of the floor rockers.
Now, how many members was in y'all crew?
And I would go like sneak in on they practices, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How many members did y'all have in y'all crew?
I think we had about 8 members.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's cool. That's cool.
The
Yeah.
Renegades was deep though.
Okay. Okay.
And their theme song, they would always put that Renegades on by Africa Bambaataa Soul Sonic 4.
Yeah.
That was their battle song.
That's the classic. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, and I think again, like you say, the dance was kind of like in the forefront, especially for us here in Chicago. And I think it was a magical time. It really was. Yeah. So in your neighborhood, because I don't even remember. Well, do you remember how we met? Hank, do you remember the first time we met?
I don't remember how we first met.
Because I just remember I met Jinx because it was no writers. It was no real writers in my neighborhood at the time when I started writing. And then one day I seen a Jinx, Jinx, on a garage in the alley. And I was like, when I seen it, I seen a hairstyle. I was like, this is a writer. And then I go down the alley and I see it again, or I see it on a pole. And I'm like, who is this? Who is this guy? And then one day we met. And then I don't know, I don't even remember where it was or how we ran into each other. But we were on the street one day and we ran into each other and we realized we were both writers. And we introduced ourselves, and come to find out, I was like, where you stay at? He said, oh man, I'm right over here on Indiana. I'm like, what?
Right.
I'm like, I'm right over here, right off of Michigan.
A couple blocks from the Roll Arena.
So we became friends, and yeah, man. And then I just remember, I think it had to be after I connected with Shyrock, because after that, hanging out with Scope and Speedy and Spike and all of them, I started meeting more members from the nation. And I remember like, I don't even know who I came with that time, but I remember coming over your house, and we came over there. Yeah. And you was going by Ice Lee then.
Right.
So yeah, man, it's such fond memory. And that's why it's good to have these conversations, because, sometimes you bring back a lot of memories, and it help you piece the puzzles together. Yep. So, okay, so you went to Carver High School, right? Who was some of the other reputable people from the hip hop community that went to Carver?
Oh, man. My guy Danny, Boss Jam.
Okay.
That we would form Majestic Force with as time grew on. MC Pooh.
Wow.
MC Dollar Bill from the Gardens. Taz. And a lot of more guys from the Gardens, man.
Yeah. Shout out to MC Pooh. I hate I missed you, MC Pooh, if you're watching.
Carver was just a b-boy school.
Yeah. Speedy D.
It was a battle, either a rap battle or a breakdancing battle at Carver almost every day.
That's what's up.
You had to be on point up at Carver. I just say that.
Yes, sir. Speedy said,
I remember one day, I ain't gonna say no names. It was a guy that was just tired of me beating him, rapping, and he was like, I got somebody for you. and he brings D.A. Smart
Oh,
up to the school one day
okay.
to the bus stop, and Herman was like, "Oh no." He's like, "This my man Ice Lee. We Shot Rock. I can't battle him. We about to battle you."
So he didn't know that you knew him.
Exactly.
Okay. That's interesting. Yeah. That's cool, man. That's cool. So what grammar school did you go to? Something close in the neighborhood in your community?
I went to Nansen on 125th and Union.
Okay. Did you have any people that went to Nansing that was hip hop that actually went to Carver with you?
My guy, Elgin Nash.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool because I know a lot of people had that
He
privilege.
wasn't never really MCing on the mic, but you know what I mean?
Okay.
We always had supporters and things like that from the hood and from school that, you know, if you brought a joint out or whatever, they supported it.
Yeah.
Guys like Roger, you know Malik Youssef.
Yes.
Malik was one of my homies, bro. Right from 128th and Wallace.
Okay. That's what's up.
We all came up together.
That's cool. So who were some of your favorite MCs from New York? Like when you started listening to the rap game, who did you like coming up?
Who did I like coming up?
Uh-huh.
Run DMC made me want to rap.
Okay.
I saw them in Adidas stuff and you know, you remember Ron was so braggadocious back at the time and just so confident
Right.
in what he was doing. D was kind of, you know, the support. I was like, oh, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
I would say Run DMC, pretty much everybody from back in those times, Houdini.
Okay.
To this day, Friends by Houdini is one of the realest rap songs ever made.
It was definitely a classic.
If you listen to it bar for bar,
Mm-hmm.
to this day, Friends is still one of the. To this day, it still stands.
Yes.
Word for word, bar for bar,
Yep.
verse for verse.
Speedy said he agreed. Yeah, I agree.
The stuff that Ice-T was doing. When I heard Reckless from the movie Breaking, on down to, and then you know you already know WHBK just changed the whole game because Ken and them was they was going to New York.
Yep.
Record shopping every week and bringing the joints back to Chicago and playing them on the radio that we needed to hear.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about, because it seems like for us, you know, because we come from Chicago, so it seems like when we got introduced to hip hop, whether we started off with one element first or not, it seems like we understood the concept of representing all of the elements. You know what I'm saying? Even though we might have specialized in one or the other, but we represented all of them. How was it for you?
Right.
Because I know when I started, it was the dance that got me, that pulled me in. Once I came in, I seen how they were all working together, and then I wanted to do graffiti, and I wanted to, I wanted to rhyme, and then I wanted to try to give it a shot at the DJing too. So how was that for
Right.
you? How was it for you?
It was the same with me,
Yeah.
but I think maybe in different,
Right.
because after breaking, that's when I wanted to get into the graffiti part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't even thinking about touching no mic
Okay. 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 Okay.
at that time.
Right. Right. Right.
So I wanted to start learning how to do the graffiti and stuff like that, man.
And who did you start doing that with? Who did you start doing graffiti with?
It was actually your crew.
Okay.
Because you remember, me and IC went to church together.
Yes.
We went to Apostolic Church of God on 63rd and Kenwood, man. And so I would see him every Sunday.
Okay.
And IC was bringing his black sketchbook
Mm-hmm.
to church.
Yeah.
And he would show me drawings and stuff. And I'd be like, man, you know how to do this stuff, man? I thought this was just going on in New York. And if you remember, IC and them, they went to Harlan.
Yes.
On 95th. I
Right.
went to Carver.
Right.
On 130th out in the gardens.
Right.
But somehow sometimes I wouldn't get off the bus.
Okay.
I would take the bus all the way down to the 95th and L train station just to be able, you know what I mean? Just to be able to hang out a little bit longer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And would take the 108 bus, the Halsted bus, from 95th. So I started getting off at Harlan. Scope went there also at the same time when
Right.
IC was going there.
Right.
And I remember Scope one day, like, well, what you getting ready to do? I was like, nothing really. And he was like, we gonna take you to the Wall of Sin. And we end up, I don't remember if it was 87th or I know it was somewhere in the 80s.
Okay.
And they took me to the practice wall.
Okay.
Looked like it was this old abandoned warehouse.
Yeah.
And we went down there and I saw the practice wall. Like, man, y'all did all this stuff, man. And they was like, yeah, these are practice walls. And I think JVC was with us that day. Or either he was there when we got there working on something. I think Boogie Chill too.
Okay. Okay. Shout out to brother JVC. Yes.
And I was like, wow, I think I just met some new friends.
Okay. Oh, so you realized that right then, huh?
Right.
That's what's up. Let me see.
And we just started hanging.
Let me see what this comment is. Speedy just typed in here. It says, words in a mass, I forecast a storm. You're standing on a hangman's platform.
Right. That's a Majestic Force verse. So whoever posted that, they They going back.
That's Speedy D right there, man. That's Speedy right
Yeah.
there. Thank you, Speedy. You know, that's what I'm talking about. I wish I would have had time to gather some of your old music, man, so we could have played at least one or two songs, but maybe on the next time we go around, because one of my favorite songs that you made back in the day with the crew was The Bus Stops Here.
Yeah, the buck stops here, man. Yeah.
The buck stops here. I mean, that was a classic, man. I wish, you know, that more people could, you know, for those that missed it, it's really something that people need to hear, you know. Yeah, because it's kind of like a staple in Chicago hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
And which was really Boss Jam's idea, because he was like, we need sort of like anthem
Mm-hmm.
for Sha Rock Nation.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we was against Zulu Nation, but you know how that went, man.
Yeah. That's what's up.
At the time, it seemed like a war between Zulu Nation and Sha Rock Nation. It really wasn't a war. It was like, you know, all right, Zulu Nation, with Africa Bambaataa and all that stuff, y'all pretty much established.
Mm-hmm.
Sha Rock, we trying to, you know, we trying to build a name, or not just a name out here. We you know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were
we
trying
trying to get on.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, so Hang, let's do this, man. Let's take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we're gonna get into some music, and we're gonna finish get into more of the discussion. All right. So you all are watching the RYC Live Show. This is Artistic, and we have our special guest, Hangman, and we will be right back, and we'll pick up where we left off. We're gonna go to a quick commercial break.
Word up.
Welcome back to the RYC Live Show this evening. I am your host for tonight. My name is Artistic, and our special guest here tonight is Brother Hangman. So let's talk a little bit about WHPK 88.5, the pride of the South Side.
Pride of the South Side, man.
Yes,
and you know,
sir.
me and you stayed out in the hundreds. You couldn't even pick that joint up on a Friday night unless you had some aluminum foil wrapped around your antenna.
Yeah, you had to do a
We
little.
had to go through all kind of tricks and stuff to get
Yeah,
that station in clear. You heard?
yeah, you had to be industrious.
Yeah.
But you know, man, those were some of the really fond moments that I have in terms of Chicago hip hop, because again, this was our internet back then when you really think about it. Because
It was.
because for some of us, we hadn't even met each other in some cases at the time, but we was hearing each other on the radio. You know,
Right.
yeah,
And it was
yeah.
mainly due to the shout outs and
Mhm.
requests
Yes.
that you'd hear K Hill jump on the station like this is going out from Upski to, well, oh wow. At the Shot Rock meeting last week, I just met Upski. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
it was tripped out,
Now, how did you find out about HBK?
I found out about WHBK through IC.
Oh, wow, interesting. Wow.
Like,
That's
University of Chicago got a college radio station that play underground rappers tapes and stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
And music back at that time, because the commercial radio station didn't play nothing with no cussing in it.
Right.
Right. That play those type joints like that. So like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well, let me tune in to 88.5 on Friday night.
Yeah. That's amazing.
And at a time when we should have been in bed at the age we was at midnight, from 3 to 4 in the morning, we was up listening to them joints.
That's crazy.
Or either had our tape recorders on tape.
Now, Speedy asked a question.
I remember, bro. I could hear my tape pop on the first side. I could hear my radio stop and would wake up.
Yeah.
In the middle of broadcast, like, ooh, you need to turn your tape over.
Yeah. Hey,
because you're gonna catch something on this show that you might want to play Monday, when you get on the bus,
right,
or at school. And, that was a time when CTA was wide open.
Yeah,
used to let you bring your boom box on the bus and just play anything you wanted to play.
Speedy say, do you have any good IC stories?
I got a lot of great IC stories.
Okay. Well, can you just share maybe one short one? Because we want to get into playing some of your music soon, too.
Shoot, man. It's it's so many great IC stories, man. I think one I could tell like right off top was when me and Boss Jam was writing The Buck Stops Here. At that time, me and Boss Jam was the only two members. That's before Magic 7 became a member of Majestic Force, and he was like, we need one more verse. You got somebody?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, I got the perfect person for it.
Nice.
This guy I go to church with.
Nice.
And I was like, you gotta hear this dude.
Nice. That's what's up.
And I see got on the joint, and I think from then on, nobody never had no problem with IC doing a guest verse on the song, bro.
Now let me ask you this, Hank. How do you pronounce? I mean, how did you spell the title of that song?
The buck stops here.
Yeah, how did you spell that?
Well, the buck stops here.
Was it BUCK?
Yeah.
Oh, and forgive me, man, because for a long time I thought y'all was saying the bus stop, BUS.
No, the buck stops here.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, because and see, and that's another thing. See, now I'm gonna make sure I put it in print. That's what it is. Yeah, that's interesting, man. Because I still have the recording on a cassette tape. And then I have it digitized now, so I could listen to it. But for anybody,
and that song, it came from out of a war.
Okay.
Because that was at a time, and it's funny how you and Kingdom Rock now have, you know what I mean, how everybody's united, and how you and Kingdom Rock, y'all got the hip hop museum.
Yeah.
That song came out of a war that we was having with MC Pooh up at Carver,
Mm-hmm.
who was affiliated with Kingdom Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Purple Mansion was really Inglewood High School.
Yes, sir. JMD.
Purple, and they called it Purple Mansion.
Yes, sir.
If you could remember in that song, Boss Jam said a verse, and he said Purple Mansion get mocked.
I remember.
So yeah.
I remember.
I remember the Friday night after that got played on WHBK.
Uh-huh.
MC Pooh at school that Monday was like, I heard y'all Friday night.
Okay.
I heard that joint.
Now,
but I think we all had a certain respect for each other, and even Pooh said he was like, it was fresh though.
Yeah.
He's like, but I'm finna come at you like at lunchtime though, bro. about what y'all crew said.
Yeah. Now, what year was that, Hang? Was that
bro? It was so much fun, man, up at Carver, man.
Yeah. What year was that? Was that 87 or was that 86 when y'all first released it?
Had to be about 86.
Okay. Because I know Run DMC dropped the Raising Hell album in 86.
Right.
So yeah. Okay. Yeah, man, that was classic.
Which
man.
I remember on its release date going up to Evergreen Plaza to grab that joint. Got one of the worst whoopings in my life for coming home from school late, but I had to have that album. Went on, took my whooping, and put that joint on tape,
right,
so I could play it at school the next day.
Yeah.
Cause Ron and them was my guys, man.
Yes, sir. All right, well, let's do this. Let's take a look at your video. Once again, I want to send a shout out to brother JVC.
Definitely.
You know, for shooting the video and editing the video. He's always been somewhat of an ambassador for the Chirac Nation. So much love and respect to Brother JVC. Let's take a look at this video. It's entitled Right After Tonight.
Oh, man.
Yes, sir. Here we go.
Pay your respects, everybody. There's an order that we're doing things today. It's not just a B-boy circle. It's not just a sketchbook battle in the back. We're all paying tribute to Chirac Nation. And the way we pay tribute to Chirac Nation is we participate in what's going on. So can we have everybody come on down? B-boys, I know you're fresh spinning on your head, but come on.
And you'll be next to catch a scorn. Smash like my throat in the morning. Being slept on, served like rice and neck bones and so weak gladness. I stick before the cornbread and the cabbage. Believe the stock and gave away at birth, dirty rotten. You new to this, like the show's petty spot. You know the first menstruation, and nigga bump that bear down with insulation. Still rockin' beats, never stop breaking. Board the hell at 47th station, this the endo. Girl, don't he look like Bobby Johnson from South Central? Brownie, cause all the ducks are broke down and smoking pencil. Potential spotted in the juicy drink with the devils. Watch my back rat as I get up on this window. We gripping. Writers from your crew that we be flipping. Don't be slipping. On Tobacco Road by Lee's Chicken. 39th and 35th by Polewood Nicholas. Snow some glamour shots on your profile picture. Like Kodak. Diabolic arch rival like Bodak. Living suckers like Kojak or Mr. Al. Twice and crush the center of your bitch's style. Stop mocking your dusty ass like my kitchen towel. Telling me what you ain't gonna stand for, I sit you down. Didn't think Hank Smith to split that mouth, hit you down. DJ Riot drop the tracks, I lay that business down. Two big hit on Mount 5, 3 Candace Brown. Permanently Griffiths Brown, to the day Scott Ward. Hard to see like the last row of letters on that eye chart. When I start, you pummel from the prologue, that ass is out like no draw. Right up T90 is when I'm here. Catch another sucker duck MC out there. Right up T90 is when I'm here. Catch another sucker duck MC out there. By the way, that's known as the Rasa. They make that ass hard to find like Hopper. Lock the scoop of Brocco, Riot Bunch of Rocker. Scratch with pause. I'm back for more liquor from the A-Rap corner store. Supposed to dip through this party happening on the door. Riot drunk as hell and still on the rack report. What the things Jack was for. Damn, I hate the law. You gon' get free compliments and raving on the door. Rockin' the Kango, hold my coat, I'm on the breaking floor. Backspin into a breeze, I'm through what y'all waiting for. Suckers thought they had it together, but detached and loose. Shook my head, said that's a damn shame, snatched the goose. Two shorties asked me what's my name, so I introduced myself to reaper smoke. I see all eyes squinting too. Rip every rapper in this place, what I intend to do. Here come the police in the interlude. Year past 25 and often ask the question why. I live my life like wild style, makes me coolly high. Nostalgic memories of hip-hop just won't let it die. Like how my name way back in high school used to glow and shine. Crushing rappers in the hallways with deadly rhymes. Busting the beats with no laces, spanking every time. When super transfers on Sunday was 175. Writers jumping on the tracks just to hit the side. Shout out to Spike 153, kept y'all rocking live. Rocking the Bruce Lee game of death suit and some Puma glides. I used to sneak out Friday nights when the tape would play. Made by Majestic Force with kids running HBK. won a rap contest for Jive, judged by Jacob Chill. In 87, watching school perform Smoke Some Kill. Started 10 years ago and seems one of the dopest still. Without the nationwide fame and the bogus deals. Talking about paying dues, nigga, I done paid some bills. Like hearing samples that I use, get rappers paid for real. Like digging deeper in the crates, making classic beats. At 6 a.m. I'm writing this one while you fast asleep. So when I catch a motherfucker who don't tend to chores, I get him with that ass like moms with an extension cord. Did not tell you, fucking with me, that I ain't told a motherfucker, respect your old school elders. Suck ass, fucker. Right after tonight is when I prepare. Catch another sucker duck MC out there. Right after tonight is when I prepare. Catch another sucker duck MC out there. I ain't told up.
Word, man, that is so nostalgic, bro. It's so nostalgic to be able to, to listen to that and see those images that, Jay used in that, because that's like just straight Chicago classic hip hop.
Right. Even the lyrics, man. I think when I listen to joints like that, it's certain spots that we was talking about in that joint that's not in Chicago no more, bro.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I think it was why it came off so real. That's the real life we was living at that time, man.
Yeah.
We when we recorded that, we were staying on 47th and Vincennes, so we was right there on 48. It was nothing to walk down to the Otter B Wells, which ain't there no more.
Right.
To go pick up Riot. And we was wilding out, bro.
Now Riot did the track, right?
Riot did the track.
Shout out to Brother Riot. Yes, sir. Yeah.
And we was wilding out. We was really living that life. And shoot. That was recorded at Scope's crib, right on 47th and Vincennes, bro.
Wow.
We was poor, bro.
Yeah.
It was about 10, 12 of us staying in a 1-bedroom apartment with an ASR 10 in the living room and recording equipment, and Clock and JP, all of us were staying together at the time. They would get down on their music too.
Yeah.
I remember Scope used to have to write out schedules of who could use the ASR 10 from what time to what time.
Wow.
I wish me and Riot had some of the tracks that got lost.
Okay.
Because we fell asleep off 40s and smoking so much weed.
Right.
That the ASR 10 got cut off.
Oh wow.
At night after we finished working on the track that we was gonna jump on the next morning, and the next morning it was just gone.
Wow.
Because somebody turned the machine off.
Okay. Wow.
So it's like when I see movies like Vulture City and stuff like that, it was like that was our time era. We would go to Robert Taylor Homes to grab a sack, or we would go to Stateway Gardens. It was right up the street. Right off State.
Yeah.
Ida B. Wells, Daryl Holmes, Robert Taylor Holmes, Stateway Gardens, you name it.
Right.
We
Right.
was up in all that at that time.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about.
Spike stayed on 35th and Prairie at that time, so we was all on 35th. We was just low end in it, man.
Yeah. 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 Shout out to brother Tago Ones checking in. My brother Tago Ones. Yes, sir.
One love.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about the struggle a little bit in Chicago in regard to hip hop. Because again, every city was different, but we had similarities. But what was it like for us in Chicago from your perspective, what you can remember from the 80s and 90s well up and into the 2000s? You know, like what was the parameters, you know what I'm saying, you know, in terms of how we had to struggle?
The struggle, as I feel in hip hop in Chicago. Okay, Chicago, we not only had our hip hop scene,
Mm-hmm.
but you had the organizations, you know, scene also.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So in certain areas where you might have just been wanting to be boy,
Mm-hmm.
it was an organization thing over there, and I think that's what and I think that's what the best thing about Shyrock Nation coming together was, because it was even guys that was affiliated in certain different organizations.
Mm-hmm.
It was like we was all one under hip hop,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it was no disrespect.
Yes.
That's what I could say about the struggle
Gotcha. That's
in
good.
Chicago.
That's a good explanation. I like that.
That's what made Chicago struggle a whole different aspect to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I remember even going to do, you know, recording sessions. Like, let's say if I wanted to get up with KX
Mm-hmm.
from Ill State.
Mm-hmm.
All right, give me a call when you coming through,
Mm-hmm.
because no doubt we mess with you, but I'ma have to have some security
Right.
out there for, you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
For the brothers that ain't never seen you around here before.
Right. Right.
So I'm you know, call me before you come through for this studio session. You know, and it was the same thing in the Wells when I would go to see Riot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Give me a call so I can have you know,
Mm-hmm.
so I can alert these guys that's around here, you know,
Yeah.
that you'll be coming through, and you know. So I think that was the struggle part of it.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it all worked out.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I think a lot of people, you know, once they got to know who we were, you know, they appreciated us because we had talent, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even when we were seeking out talent in the shop, we would go to Cabrini. We would go to the Dearborns on 29th. We would go to Robert Taylor's. We would go to who's y'all best rapper
Mm-hmm.
around here? No, we don't want to battle. I
Right.
got a guy that do these 5 tracks. We trying to get him in the studio.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, well, come on this way.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Speaking of which, let's go into the next track. This is just going to be an audio, so I'm gonna mute the mic and we're gonna let the audience listen to this track. And when it goes off, we're gonna ask you to explain the story behind this project. All right.
All right.
So this song is entitled. It's called Another Foot Chase.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. You know, I think it's a classic also. You know what I'm saying? You got so many, but you know, let's definitely take a look at this and then talk about it afterwards. Okay.
Let's do it.
Here we go. Let's get to it here.
It was a warm November morning in St. Louis when I felt the fluid fluid. I downed the 40, took the last drop of squid. Listened to some gangster music on the box of the crib. To drown out the boys, kids crying and shit. Just bitching at each other about the past some licks. I got the day off, so I'm on the swole. Wanna break about the house, but I got no dough. But I do have a bag in the Crown Royal bag, fully loaded with some extra shells, gloves, and bags. Had a part-time gig that wasn't making no cash. Girl pregnant with the first seed, taking the bath. Now this is where the story starts to twist and bend. Now the music and the liquor got me blitzed on 10. I'm about to pull the paper, got to get these ends. Laid low on the north side the whole weekend. Put some March Cox painter's pants on and some boots, work shirt, braided skull cap and them blues. On Natural Bridge Avenue, I caught two vids. With out-of-town license plates parked by zips. Approaching with a monkey, can't spare some change. Soon as he got to reaching, that's when I up thing. Y'all know what this is, don't make me have to shoot. Took the wedding rings, truck keys, brought up loot. It's broad daylight, I'm bailing back to the flat. Hit the back door, stop, free, stash the strap. I'm about to count the scratch, got a fat ass grin. Girl out the tub, dressed like where you been. I went to the bathroom and locked the door. It's only $80, it looked like much more. I grabbed bags and stepped back out the door. Told my girl I'll be back, I'm just going to the store. I got big plans today, this ain't enough dough. I'm about to hit another lick, at least I thought so. See the couple I just robbed, flagged down the cops. I people rolling up ahead about 2 blocks. They got closer, looked up in the joint and I see the lady in the back seat pointing at me. They trying to bust you, but the traffic's deep. I'ma hit it on their ass, cause they after me. They turn the sirens on, I got a good head start. Broke fast down the alley, running through bad yards. My heart's beating hard, I hear the lead from gas. Bricks chipping off the walls where my head was at. Bad boy, what you gonna do? I bet they don't find this pistol I just threw in the gutter. On top of my house, old brother. I need a place to rest for a minute, take cover. I'm almost out of breath, I'm running awful fast. About 10 minutes straight till I lost their ass. I lay down in the flatbed part of this truck, soaking in sweat like what the fuck? I heard the dog barking like gone, but got Glocks in my face, not chrome cut. Redneck screaming, where's the gun? About to bust. Threw me on the ground, kicking me around and stuff. I'm face down on the ground, grime and bloody. Cop shouting, you're about to do some time, buddy. Another foot chase, K9s and bass. Bad law enforcement swooping all over the place. Cops busting at me, trying to take me out this time. Suspect on the dangerous, down for mine. Another foot chase, K9s and bass. Bad law enforcement swooping all over the place. Cops busting at me, trying to take me out this time. Suspect on the dangerous, down for mine. Another foot chase, shaking these jakes. Get caught, feel the cold steel against your face. Jumped the fence and almost got bit by a dog. Some told me, fool, at least just switch your clothes. Another foot chase, sneaking out late, sticking people in the drive-thru without a town place. Make it quick, cause I don't wanna hurt nobody, kick in. Tonight I gotta make the means, justify these ends. Another foot chase, now I'm facing the case. Cops screaming at me, where's the gun, local and state? And I just told my girl, I'll be right back. German Shepherds barking, freedom took just like that. Another foot chase. Hey, it's another real life story, part 2 to my niggas in St. Louis that held me down when I was out there. You know,
Wow, wow, bro. I mean, I just gotta, I gotta say, brother, like you have.
I'm laughing right now,
Hmm.
but it wasn't funny that day.
Okay, so let me say something before you get to explaining the story behind the song. When I first heard the song, I listened to it a couple times, and not only did I listen to it, but I was able to envision what you were saying, even though it is no visual to it because it's just audio. But I'm listening
Right,
to what I'm listening to what you're saying, and in my mind, I'm picturing the story play out, right?
right.
You know, and I'm just like, this is incredible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no idea
Yeah,
what the back end to the story is or whatever. I wasn't there with you, but I'm listening to it. The story tells itself as you listen to it. And it
right,
paints a picture for you, you know what I'm saying? You like you say the cold steel up against your face, like
right,
you can feel that, you know what I'm saying? Those words that you've composed together, you can feel it in a visual form. And by us being artists, you know what I'm saying, a lot of times we can see the vocabulary put together, but then we can also see it paint a picture. And
right.
that was just magnificent, bro, the way you put that song together, bro. So tell us how did what
Thanks, man.
yeah, tell us what happened with that.
It was very real.
Okay.
It's a lot of stuff that you see in the movies and things like that. Like I say, my heart's beating hard. I hit lead from gats, bricks chipping off the wall from where my head was just at. I remember running from the police that day, from the St. Louis police, and as soon as I had jumped over this wall, man, as I'm looking back, the bricks from the wall that I had just jumped across from the police gunfire was, almost like some real life Mario Brothers type stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
very real.
Okay.
It was I guess it's like you say, the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
I had a daughter on the way into the world. I was working this part-time job at this nursing home. The checks wasn't much. I can talk about it because I served the time for it.
Okay.
So I'm comfortable with talking about it. Because I did the time for that. But yeah, man, I was like, man, these checks ain't really amounting up to too much. You got this little girl on the way, man. What you finna do?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And started going out at night, doing robberies, bro.
Okay. Okay. Well, let me
You
say
know they
this.
say, the things that you do have consequences. The morning that I'm rapping about in the rap,
Mm-hmm.
that was the day it all caught up with me.
Okay.
And I felt like I had to put that on tape.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Not for glorification of anything, but to let listeners know
Mm-hmm.
that this is what can happen to you
Mm-hmm.
when you decide to wild out and live this type of life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll say it on your show. That song That was one of the most terrifying days of my life, bro.
That's deep.
There was no way the police shooting at me was supposed to miss.
Wow.
I'm here by the grace of God. They go through training for things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. 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 You know, man, like, and that's kind of going back to why I feel like the magnitude of hip hop, and you've heard it, I'm sure you've said it, and many of us, others of us have said it, that hip hop has saved our life.
Yeah.
And when I say that, it's in a lot of layers. Like that layer, for example, was, you know, that's like on a whole nother level of a layer. But like you
Right.
said, and then there's a connection, like, you know, God does have grace on all of us because we're all imperfect. We all make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? But then the end result is when we get through the situation, do we repeat it or do we try to better ourselves? And like you say,
Right.
and do what you just did by making a song to let other people that may be out there thinking about doing it or are doing it to make them think, you know, maybe I shouldn't do
Right.
this. You know.
And I think that's the difference between the old school and the new school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we gonna give you a good crime story.
Right.
But at the end of that song, what happened to me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm face down on the ground, grimed and bloody.
Right.
Cop shouting, "You're about to do some time, buddy."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And I think that's the difference between then and now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
We all love a great story. But at the end, keep it real
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
about what happened
Yeah.
at the end of this song by you living this life.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. It's very interesting, man. Very, very much interesting. Yeah. All right. Let's go
What
into
Eazy-E say? Police shot the dude, but he didn't hurt her. Both upstate for attempted murder. Because the boys in the hood is always hard. You know what I mean?
right. Right. Right.
The old school would always tell you after the end of all them crime verses what happened by them living that type of lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So there is a lesson. There is a life lesson in it, you know.
Right.
And you can choose as an individual as to what the better decision is to do. Yeah. 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 That's powerful, bro. Let's go right into the next video, the song that you made entitled It Be Cracking. So this one is an actual video.
Cracking.
It be cracking. We're going to show this video and then we'll talk a little bit afterward and, you know, see what everybody else think as well. So
all right.
Hold on. Let me pull it up right here. Share the screen. And let's see. Here we go. All right. So here we go.
Crime and guns, but unemployment's 9.1. It's grimy, son. That's why I roll the lime and blunts. It's poking season, and ain't no dough for more policemen. They close the precinct. It's getting cold and folks are eating. News happens in these shop streets, tools clapping, crews stacking, clientele thick, moves mapping. My duty mission, the Lexus Coupe with television, the true religion, my crew with roomy subdivision. Sound golden, master sweets, crown molded, accounts swollen, from masterpieces I'm flowing. These streets we live in is lethal like meth addiction, chewing up spitting, thugs out the pit, me feel Dixon. This ain't for amateurs, this where we pull the fan and blamish ya. Have you falling down banisters, selling dope on the cameras, you got stamina. These streets are sweeping like a janitor, you landed the Cook County Medical Examiner. How it is where you at, it be cracking, no lack of law, hot stuff happen. Disco lights flashing, penny gun clapping, alcohol drinking, lot of blood matching. How it is where you at, it be cracking, no lack of law, here hot stuff happen. Disco lights flashing, penny gun clapping, alcohol drinking, lot of blood matching. Chopping up the green ring, the long link, a truck bling bling, heli level, Tim's and buck 50 waiting, handle missile, ghetto good fellow, stand official, for family issues, end up with block spam pistol. Shop original, the street light, triton fiddles, candlelight vigil, from straight bites, ice and kill. I rep the streets, yo, the loose sweats is called Chico. There goes some Fricos, corners with teams on lean lethal. What up, Foolie? 5-1 belt Gucci, missing 2 teeth, got a list like Gucci. Eights in my pocket, Rose Covassier in boxes, breaking in profits. Not to make me look like I got hit, profound, clever, beyond bounds without measure. Sound better than half you clowns around records. I did this back then, you wasn't knee high, the ducks quacking. What's happening, Captain? You say you do a little rapping. How it is where you at, it be cracking. No lack of laws, hot stuff happen. Disco light flashing, any gun clapping, alcohol drinking, lot of blood matching. How it is where you at, it be cracking. No lack of laws, hot stuff happen. Disco light flashing, any gun clapping, alcohol drinking, lot of blood matching.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
bro.
again, man, like I said, the chemistry of how you develop a song and the way the wordplay and the way you tell a story, bro, is I mean, like, I mean, how did that develop for you? Was it like I'm sure that was not your style in the beginning when you started rhyming. How did you get to the point to where you kind of cultivated that to become what it is?
It was guys like Boss Jam. It was guys like IC.
Mm.
And it was like, okay, we got this. But it was like when you heard they stuff, it was like we got to make it a little bit more realer.
Okay.
But let's not make it and I don't want to say this in the wrong way. Let's not make it so real to where it's not entertaining. So we gonna do a little bragging, a little bitty, but then we got to get real about it. Like the verse on that joint. These streets lethal, like meth addiction, chewing up spitting, thugs out in Picnicville or Dixon, to the joint. This ain't for amateurs. This is where we pull the fan and blamage. How you falling down banister, selling dope on the cameras. You got stamina. These streets are sweeping like a janitor. You're landing the Cook County Medical Examiner.
Wow. You have a very interesting catalog. Again, man, like, just amazing artistry. Very much amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Do you feel like right
Thanks.
now?
I think we had some great lyrical MC teachers.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Definitely,
I
definitely.
used to listen to Ice-T, who, to me, when it came to street stories,
Yeah.
he was one of the best at it.
Yeah, that's true.
Listen to songs like "Drama" by Ice-T.
Right, right, right. Tego
I
say the
cop an
legends.
alias bailed out in an hour or less. I keep a bank for that. Don't know about the rest. Cop another piece, hit the dog street, rolling once again. Fuck the damn police. Called up my boy Joe, a roof job pro. 459 on his mind, car stereo. He say the spot was sleep. He cased the joint a week. 3 a.m. on the dot. Inside we creep. They got Alpines, Fishers, JVCs, Motorola phones, Sony color TV. Had the ride packed up till we heard freeze. Fucking blue lights. Read them, they rights. Drama.
Ah.
Right. He was the best at them street stories, bro. To where it was like you was right in the car rolling with him.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. So you don't write about a lot of in your songs, or what would you say? When you write about songs, most of your stuff is based on experience, right? You don't write a lot. You know how some people they write stuff that's just what they call fantasy, maybe comedy. A lot of stuff that's just not real. It's just not reality. But you can like if somebody don't know you, they can listen to your songs and kind of be like, man, this is deep. And probably wonder what happened after the song ends as to what they just heard, trying to wonder like, man, that sounds like a reality song there, you know?
Right? Well, go on with what you were saying.
Yeah. So it just you can feel the pulse from the song, so to speak. You know how you hear some songs and you just like, okay, that's just a song that they just made up, but it really didn't have anything to do with any reality, so to speak. It was just maybe an entertaining song. People liked it. Maybe it was played on the radio and it's a fun, happy song or whatever. But your song kind of, make you kind of do like this, like, like, wow, I wonder what happened, or that's interesting. You know what I'm saying? Make you think a little bit harder.
And at the same time, the goal was just not trying to put crew on.
Right.
It was trying to make listeners really feel
Hmm.
what Chicago was about.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like, I remember Chuck D saying rap music is the CNN of the streets.
Hmm.
If you want to know what's going on in the Bronx, if you want to know what's going on in Brooklyn, if you want to know what's going on in Detroit, if you want to know what's going on in Chicago, if you want to know what's going on in the streets of LA, tune in to hip hop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the rappers is the reporters
Right. Right.
of what's really going on.
Right. Right. That's true. That's true. So let's talk a little bit about the Chirac Nation. And what did the Chirac Nation mean to you? Like, how would you explain it if someone asked you? What did it do? What did it mean to you?
Chirac Nation gave us a platform to express ourselves, whether it was through graffiti,
Hmm.
whether it was through music,
Hmm.
whether it was through DJing,
Mhm.
whether it was through it was somebody, it was people that didn't do any of the elements of hip hop,
Right.
but they were a part of the Chirac Nation, and they was behind the movement because it was a platform for them to be able to, yeah, I'm down with this hip hop and Chirac Nation. This is where I can express myself at.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. Do you think that the Chirac Nation had its own identity as an organization, a hip hop organization?
Definitely.
Okay. And how so? Like what how would you define it? What that was?
It brought hip hop together in the city, and it was something that started out so small
Mhm.
and just evolved into something huge
Okay.
because of unity.
Okay.
And that was the main, it was the unity behind it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I remember some of the, I have a lot of memories, but I remember after I met Spike and how, we would, because he had such a char- charismatic, his charisma when it came to the culture was deep. And I remember he would always carry his black book or peace book, some called it. And like the book represented him, but it also represented us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was a crew book, and sometimes, when we would get together and be drawn and stuff, he'd be like, artistic, do some letter styles and I'll do some characters, and his book was just, it was just a colorful, illustrative book full of art. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
he carried that thing around like a Bible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he would keep numbers in there and information and all type of stuff. He just look in his book, and I was just like,
Yeah.
wow.
And was always on what can we do to make the nation grow even bigger.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I remember he used to refer to the Chirac MCs as warriors, and he
Yeah.
called the writers wizards.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So he always did have an imagination that just would just go far with what he wanted to put down on paper or on the wall or whatever, and that kind of kept things interesting in what we were doing as an organization with Shyrock and the crew base of, we kept trying to just push the envelope, in many cases. And that
Yeah.
inspired and then that inspired other people as they were coming in to do the same, you know.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, shout out to my brother Spike 153, man. It's like I think back and that's why this is so important with what we're doing right now, like telling our stories, kind of like basically cementing the legacy of what we've done over the years. It's different to be, we've lived it, but now when we tell this to other people, they get a chance to
Right.
kind of live a little bit of it through us.
Right.
you know so and I think we just need to do it before we can't, let the story continue to develop and grow and be passed on through generations and up and coming generations, because it's a huge, like you said, it's a huge, it was something that started small that have become huge,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's up. Yeah, Chirac Nation, man. Like you say, and the interesting thing is, and this is a fact, when we were representing Chirac back in the day, I remember like at places like the Blue Gargoyle, we'll be over here deep representing Chirac, chanting it out and all that. And then you have a cluster of people over there talking about Purple Mansion. You got people
Right.
over there talking about Zulu Nation. You got people over there talking about Rand Nation. All these different organizations of hip hop here in Chicago. But yet, at the end of the day, some of them kind of fell to the wayside, and eventually a lot of them from those organizations joined us.
Right. Right.
This is like Chirac Nation, Chicago hip hop.
Right.
Yeah. So
like we all need to come under the umbrella of Chicago hip hop.
Yeah. Because I think at the end of the day,
because they not really dissing. And like I say, it was all about unity. It was about respect too.
Yeah, for sure. Speedy used to always
because they
talk
not
about
dissing what we done put together.
right. Yeah. Speedy used to always highlight that to us, about Chirac. The foundation of it is respect, and still
Right.
to this day, I firmly believe that that's a good principle. Respect. So,
And yeah.
So with that being said, man, we're gonna play your final song, and this one is one of my favorites. It's called Chicago, and
Yeah. And once again, it was all about respect, and it was through WHBK that me and Riot met.
Okay, there you go.
We was doing a show one night at Washington Park, Majestic Force show, and he was like, Riot is ill state assassins to his heart, bro.
Yeah.
But he was like, man, that's them dudes that I be hearing on radio.
Yeah.
I love them dudes. Like, I want to produce some songs for them guys. Skip that.
Right. And y'all done a great job, man, with all the work y'all done.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Cool. So let's do this. Let's play this last song, and then we're going to kind of start wrapping it up. But I've been enjoying everything so far, my brother.
Me too.
All right, let's check it out.
It's hotter than the bottle on these Chi-Town blocks. Gangbangers outside the check cash spot. Posting up, passing blunts, selling weed and cocaine. Dope fiends, blind heads, walking big with a chain. Young thugs out spitting at the thickest of bitches. At the liquor store for beer, squares and lottery tickets. Hype shooting up heroin, smoking their rocks. One time on the thirst cause a cock ass shot. Little fast girls cussing and boys acting managed. Street hustlers, looses and back alley mechanics. Big ballers in the block, riding around and stalking. Trying to fuck just about anything that's walking. Big boys got some niggas stretched out on the curb. Tearing up the car, found a couple guns and dirt. Everybody and their mama standing outside watching. Mad pictures on t-shirts, niggas is dropping. Looking at you, Chicago. Smell the shit breathing. I'ma call it like I see it. Let me rep this. If you riding CGA, tuck your necklace. Fix your hat, kid, and respect how we get down. I've been there where ain't nothing like this big town. So let me run it down, let you know it's tick about the Chicago, the B.I. Rio. Hood rats walking around with phones up to their ear. Yesterday was the first, so they bustin' their gear. Walking around in mini skirts, tight jeans and shorts. Got the latest J's on some clean airport. Hustlers on the bus selling face towels and socks. Homeless people pushing shopping carts down the block. Hype's huddled in the alley, scheming up on the lick. Looking raggedy and fiending for a blast to hit. Caps cameras on the light poles, watching now. Snapping flicks to indict you, tipping off the cops. It's the home of the highest gas prices and bigs. Crime and hard times, niggas smoke kites on the bricks. Man tearing down the jacks, fixing up the low. Don't give a fuck with you when the kids gon' go. Let me buy a cracker, somebody sparking the gap. Fix your hat, kid, don't you know where you at? Where we at, yo, Chicago. Smell the shit, breathe it. I'ma call it like I see it. Let me rep this. If you ride the CTA, tuck your necklace. Fix your hat, kid, and respect how we get down. I've been there where ain't nothing like this big town. So let me run it down, let you know the big time. About the Chicago, the B.I. Rio. Niggas selling loose Newports, 2 for a buck. Shorty's getting shot, coming home from school on the bus. Little mama belly swole, got one on the way. Looking like she about to drop that load any day. Paramedics rushing trauma victims off the price. Getting greasy at the mouth, cost you your life. Watch the news, half the shit see on the TV. Beating happened like right around the corner from me. 4 people found dead, smoked out in they ride. Another woman got raped on the southeast side. Kids playing on the block, dodging dealers and addicts. Prostitutes, killers, and shorties with pill habits. Catching with a pint out in the wild, wild. East side on the low, 39th and jive. Niggas ride through the shine, just soak it in. Bump a ride track, grab a notebook and pen. Where we at, yo, Chicago. Smell the shit, breathe it. I'ma call it like I see it. Let me rep this. If you ride the 68, tuck your necklace. Fix your hat, kid, and respect how we get down. I've been there where ain't nothing like this big town. So let me run it down, let you know the big time. About the Chicago, the B.I. Rio.
Word up, man. My brother now.
That's one of them. That's one of them Sentinel joints from the vault.
Yes, sir.
That was never like on any other albums or anything, and that wasn't even Hangman rapping. That was like man. As I listened back to it, that was like my best Tupac T.Y. type flow.
Yeah.
Because you remember how T.Y. I mean, you could have your like ghetto stories, but nobody had no ghetto stories harder than T.Y.
Yeah, definitely.
Rest in peace, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're gonna have to get you sooner than later up here to Chicago so you can come check out the museum. I gotta also get you one of the posters that we have with you on it, the Legends of Chicago Hip Hop. Shout out to my brother Riot. I see you checking in, my brother.
Oh man, what up? What up, R1?
Yes, sir.
Big ol' SD.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, and yeah, man. You know, we just got to keep the good stuff going, man. Keep it rolling, man. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I appreciate you, Hang. You know, oh look, Riot
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah. Riot say, man, Joe.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, we gonna keep it rolling, man, and maybe I'll have you on, on a part 2, so we could
please do.
Yeah, talk it up, chop it up a little bit more, play some more music, you know, and you know, because we got a lot of history, man, and we can't even
Yeah.
put it all in one setting.
Nope.
Yeah. So what would you like to say in conclusion, man, to any up and coming artist, man? What would be your words of advice?
In conclusion, to the up and coming artists, keep it real with yourself. That's the bottom line.
Okay.
And no matter how that may come out on tape or in the booth, keep it real with yourself.
Yeah. That's what's up.
And you can never fail like that.
That's what's up. I want to get a
We look at artists like Eminem.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff he said in the booth was tragic, and you know what I mean, and he kept it real with it. You know, you got to keep it real with yourself.
So, Hang, this is what I would like you to do for me, man, because I know you got a lot of projects, you know, that you've done over the years. But what I would like for you to do is if you can put together a list of your entire catalog, if you can, because we want to put this in the museum. And you know, I just need a list of, you know, all the songs, whether they were released you know, or not. But any of the projects that you've actually done, you know, I know Clock got a lot of them on the Reverb Nation page and some SoundCloud stuff. So some of your stuff is on SoundCloud too. But you know, and then I'm sure that there's others that probably never even got uploaded. You know,
Right.
we did the whole Reefer Burn joints, you know. So, you know, I would love to get that from you, my brother. You know, I know you got it in the arsenal there.
Yeah.
You know,
And
because
we'd have to go back to 128th and Peoria also with
Majestic Force.
songs I was doing before I even knew about WHBK that I was just selling tapes of in the neighborhood, and guys from 128th Street was just playing in their vehicles and things like that. So
That's what's up. And Riot said he got some, so I know. Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
Riot got some joints right now that I'm still trying to get a hold to.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Well, listen, my brother, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. I'm glad to have talked to you tonight. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be able to share this broadcast. My man Speedy checking in one more time, and he says, don't forget the gospel rap too.
Oh, we can't forget the gospel rap.
Right. Exactly. I had
And we're gonna talk about that in the next interview.
Yeah. That's a good point. Thanks for that, Speedy, because I actually stumbled across that one day online, and I was blown away. The stuff that you and IC did on that, you know?
Yeah. Because I always believed you got rappers that may do one gospel joint on their album, you know, but I always felt like if God gave you the talent to rap and do this music, don't he deserve a full album?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what's up, man. Yeah, we're gonna have
And
to.
I've done a few of them.
Right. That's what's up. I salute you, my brother.
Salute, bro. Shout
one
out to the
love.
wheels fall off, bro.
Yes, sir. And keep doing what you're doing, man. I hope to see you soon. You know, this is 2023. We celebrate 50 years of hip hop. You know what I'm
50
saying?
years of hip hop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, and we're gonna be doing some great things here in Chicago. So we're gonna keep in touch, you know, and hopefully we're gonna see each other sooner than later. And I look forward to your upcoming projects, man. Hopefully you and Riot could connect and put out some bangers again, you know what I'm saying?
Majestic Force also.
Yeah, shout out to all the brothers from the old crew too as well. Yes, sir. Yeah.
And the entire wolf pack from the 100.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, my brother. So we will have this coming to an end now. And what we're gonna do is, if any of you just tuned in and you didn't get a chance to watch this from the beginning, you can watch it in its entirety by going to our YouTube channel at RYC Live. That's RYC Live on YouTube, or you can go to our page on Facebook, RYC Live or Rep Your City, and you can watch it from the very beginning. And you can share the link, share it to family, friends, crewmates, or whatever, you know, anybody you think might be interested. And once again, you know what I'm saying, much respect to you, brother Hang. You know what I'm saying? I miss you, man.
Much respect to you, bro. Chirac Nation, thank you for having me. Much respect to the city of Chicago, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So until
we put
then,
on for the city.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So until we see each other again, man, you know, peace, man. And I'm out.
Peace.